Fuck you, Sony. Fuck you, Rockstar. Alright, now that we have that out of the way, it's your boy with the latest and greatest news from the video game sphere. And oh boy, let me tell ya, you couldn't make some of this shit up even if you tried. To quote 𝗥cie_𝒊𝒈𝒊𝒕𝒂𝒍, the greed is massively strong. I have many news, observations, thoughts and opinions, and I'll try to get them all out there as fast as possible, so please bear with me. Alright, so first off, Sony addressed the no-disc controversy. No, not to their customers, you dolt. To their beloved investors, of course. They said that they've heard all the complaints and they absolutely positively do not care, and they're gonna move ahead with this decision anyways, because why on earth would they show on any level of care or gratitude towards their fans and customers? You know, the people who bought their products and got them where they are today? At a recent investors meeting, Sony's chief financial officer 𝗕𝗨 essentially said, "We've given players a generous leeway by announcing the end of physical disc production 18 months ahead of time, and everything is moving digital anyway, so making discs makes no sense. We're cautiously moving forward with this decision, and we don't see it having any sort of impact on our business," which, my god, what a horrible answer. This is not about you giving us a heads up, it's about you taking away options, it's about ownership, it's about game preservation, it's about fighting against digital store monopoly and unethical DRM practices. Then, in an ultimate comedic move, Sony announces they'll be releasing a new vinyl player, so you can enjoy physical discs the way they're meant to be enjoyed. What a joke. That's how you know these companies take you for an utter fool. They lie, deceive and gaslight you to your face and they expect you not to catch it. At the same time, Sony is believed to have potentially paid for several articles on different websites downplaying the importance and viability of the physical market, while also being suspected of engaging in a bot campaign defending their decision and telling how wonderful the all-digital future is. Now, this hasn't been proven, but if you look at the timeline of when these articles were published and the narrative they're pushing, it's hard not to be a little skeptical. Disc rot has also surfaced as a talking point against the physical medium. Disc rot is real, but it's extremely rare. Out of my own physical video game collection of around 700 games, been a while since I last counted the exact number, 0 games have disc rot on them. How do I know this? 8 months ago I did a little cleaning up project where I reorganized my game shelf, went through every single game case, cleaned them, changed busted cases to new ones and spun all the discs in my systems to check their condition. This took me a little over 2 weeks, surprisingly time consuming. But yeah, some of the discs in my collection are over 30 years old. Meanwhile, you have certain websites citing that Blu-ray discs last only up to 10 to 20 years. Word? The disc manufacturers, on the other hand, have said that the expected shelf life of CDs, DVDs and Blu-rays is anywhere from 30 to 100 years if you store them even remotely adequately. So who do you trust? Some random website, Sony, or the people actually making these? People have also been dissecting the reported sales numbers between digital and physical sales reported by Sony and other sources. Other people have already crunched up the numbers multiple times and they change depending on the platform, game, region and so on, but Sony reported their global sales for the last quarter. And I might get some of this slightly wrong, especially with how muddy some of the numbers and metrics are, so take this with a grain of salt, but 5% of total sales were physical, 40% of their sales were digital games, and this number includes multiple games that are available only digitally, so of course the number is going to be higher. And a whopping, astoundingly massive, over 50% of their revenue comes from microtransactions. Wow, sad state of affairs. So Sony says physical doesn't sell, then why do I keep hearing time and time again reports from all over the world of people complaining about physical copies being sold out? Shortages on shelves, stores waiting for back orders. You listen to gaming podcasts, watch YouTube videos, read online posts. People in Portugal, UK, US, France, even here where I live in Finland, there's certain physical games you just can't find in stores. They have been either sold out or they don't even ship them here. Also, how are you supposed to be playing physical games if the only PS5s sold in stores don't have a disc drive on them? Who knew you would have a lower buying rate for physical games if you intentionally limit the market? Now, if things were a little different, I wouldn't say that the physical games would suddenly be dominating the market, because they wouldn't, but the physical market is not as insignificant as it's being portrayed as. In Europe, if people are given the chance between choosing a physical version and a digital version, it's around a 50-50 split. Usually it's 60-40 or a little more favoring digital. Also, regarding that 5% physical sales number I cited earlier, some sources have pointed out that the physical game sales are in line with the production. So in other words, physical is not performing badly, it's performing as expected given the output. Might be true, might not, I don't know, make of that what you will. Alright, so on to the next big baddie at the moment. Rockstar, they recently announced that they're gonna be showing an extended look at GTA 6, only on Netflix. Yeah, so that video is gonna be exclusively on Netflix for the first 6 hours, and after that, the video is gonna be made public for everyone on Rockstar's YouTube channel. And once again, there has been people glamorizing this decision and giving in by getting a Netflix subscription so they can see the video as soon as it drops. In my earlier video, I asked if people could not wait 2 more weeks, 2 extra months for a game that they've been waiting for 13 years. Well, apparently they cannot even wait for 6 hours for a gameplay video. Is this how consumer-brained people have been made into? Are people so defeated that they just accept all this shit? With the Netflix deal, we are literally at a point where you have to pay to be advertised to. What kind of dystopian hellscape are we living in? What did they do to us? Anyway, I'm glad people are rewarding Rockstar for all of this. The latest reports say that 89% of the people who pre-ordered this game got the $100 version. And with the pre-orders, Rockstar has already made an estimated $1.5 to $4 billion in sales. Like, I'm speechless. Every single new piece of news regarding this game makes me want to get it less and less. I'm pretty much at a point where I've actively started to hate this game and everything that it stands for. Also, regarding the bad communication around this game, it's entirely intentional. They want their customers to double or even triple dip. We have no clear confirmation on whether or not this game is ever going to get a disc release. They say that they don't have plans for it now, but we've heard that line so many times from so many other publishers and developers only to have them reverse that decision later on. We also don't know how big or essential the content included in the $100 version actually is. We have no idea when or how the new GTA Online is going to be released. It could even be sold separately for $40 while still requiring the base game to work. We have no idea when the PC version is gonna come out, more than likely a little after a year, just like with any other Rockstar title. But yeah, we just don't know. All this unclear bad communication leads to confused customers who cannot make educated decisions. FOMO makes you do hasty decisions, and it's playing directly to their hands. 𝒂𝒍𝒍-𝒅𝒊𝒈 is also once again in the news, saying cute little things like, "Having physical discs makes no sense to the customer." What the Why are you talking on my behalf? I should know whether it makes sense for me or not. Whatever. He then continued by saying, "Our business is well over 90% digitally distributed as it is. It's already a digital business." Well, yeah. If the only thing you're selling are shark cards, GTA Plus subscriptions, and whatever bullshit 𝗥𝒐𝗰𝗍𝒀𝒐 and �scratchy dollars you have on NBA 2K, then of course your business is gonna be only digital. You don't produce anything else. The last game Rockstar released was Red Dead Redemption 2. That was 8 years ago, my dude. It's no wonder in Red Dead Redemption 2 they have a character named Herr Strauss, who is a moneylender, and who is characterized as an utter piece of shit in the story. I wonder where they got the idea for that character. No idea. Oh yeah, then to add insult to injury, Strauss Zelnick shared his vision for the gaming future. "We'll be in commercial streaming for video games in 3 years." This is the end goal. First they phase out the physical market, then they take the digital market and shift it to simply streaming the games for you, and you'll be at their mercy. They'll have the last say in everything. And obviously this is absolutely horrendous, and it's, you know, whatever, you take the unethical business practices and put them aside, but even simply the technology isn't even there. and it's not just gonna magically solve itself in a couple of years. These companies, they just keep building these castles in the sky. AI will fix everything, and once everything is digital, we'll be in utopia! Get real, this is bullshit! They want you to pay up, shut up, and comply while doing absolutely nothing to deserve it. And while they're praising this whole digital future, PSN and Xbox servers go down, leaving millions of players unable to play the games that they have bought to their systems. Give me a break, this is laughable. This is the all-digital future they have in store for you. It's pretty clear Sony and Rockstar are colluding with the phasing out of discs plan. They have close business ties, and both parties announce not having discs in the future at the same time, all the while advertising how PlayStation 5 is the best place to experience GTA 6. To me, as of right now, the future of gaming is looking pretty bleak. No matter how great some of the games coming out might be, is it worth taking it up the ass constantly at every single turn? I've heard so many people say, I love the digital market and the convenience it brings. I don't have to go to the store to buy the game, and I don't have to swap discs. Like, yeah, sure, I can understand people living in remote locations not wanting to go to the store every single time a new game comes out. And at the same time, ironically, many of those people living at those remote locations have worse internet to download the games with constantly increasing data sizes. But whatever, everyone is free to make their own decisions, and that's cool. But when we're at a point where changing discs is considered to be this overwhelming hurdle that you can't deal with, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not saying that I'm perfect and that I haven't been part of creating this problem that we're dealing with currently, but I try to make the kind of decisions that are in line with my principles and the kind of market that I want to support. Throughout my lifetime, I've only had 4 months of PS Plus, and I've only paid for one of those months because I got 3 months as a gift way back in the day, and the last time it was even active was in 2016. I have 0 digital games on my PS5. Actual correction, I do have 1 digital game on my PS5, Astro's Playroom, because it's only available digitally and it was free. And I still pretty much to this day buy most of my games physically. The only place where I buy digital games is on Steam for obvious reasons. And like, these are my latest game purchases. These are the games that I got this week. And without the second-hand market, I could not have even gotten these. I don't even think these are available on any sort of digital services. At least I don't think so. And even if they were, I would have probably had to pay 6 times as much as I did for these. Despite a former Square executive just recently saying, physical games are the reason why PSN store prices are high, and once everything is digital, the prices will drop. Which, we've heard that line before. On the last note, let me just tell people to participate in the PSN blackout that's going to be held from August 23rd to August 30th. Now, I don't see that doing jack shit, but it doesn't hurt to participate, especially when it requires you to do nothing. As a matter of fact, my PS5 is already unplugged, and if you wanna play games while this is going on, just cut off the internet connection. There's this wonderful website called 𝗂𝒐𝒊𝒈 that tells you which games work offline and whether it needs any additional downloads to work. Absolutely wonderful website. But yeah, the future at the moment is looking kinda grim, but don't let it get to you. Keep gaming and affect the situation wherever you can, because this is far from over. All I can say is hold on to your physical video games, because it's gonna be a bumpy ride. In the meantime, I'm gonna be reading this physical video game magazine. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.